Hello students, good morning everyone. So students, we are again with a new topic, that is my country and its landscape. This is your third chapter of SST and this is of class 4th. Okay, today we will study about our country and its different landscape. Landscape means the different physical features, the different land features that you see around in your surrounding, that is landscape. Okay, and in our country, what are the different landscape like mountains, hills, valleys, plateaus, plains? Okay, so these are the different landscape that we will study about today. Okay, so now let us begin and see the contents of this chapter. What are we going to study? So the contents of the chapter are our country India. Okay, we will study about our country India, and in this topic we will study about the location of our country. Where is our country located? Then states and union territories. How many states are there in our country and what are the different union territories of our country? Then physical divisions of India. The different physical division of India, that means the different landforms which are divided into different physical features, and it includes the northern mountains, then the northern plains, the great Indian desert, the peninsular plateau, the coastal plains and the islands. Okay, so these are the main physical divisions of our country India. So now let us begin with the location of our country. Where is our country located? So students, now let us see about the location of our country. Okay, what is the location? India is in the southern part of the continent of Asia. What is our continent? In which continent do we lie? We lie in the continent Asia. Okay, and our country India lies in the southern part of the continent. Where it is located? It is located in the southern part of the continent. If you see in the globe, you will find that our country India lies in the southern part of our continent, that is Asia. Okay, then it is the 7th largest country in the world. Our country India is the 7th largest country in the world, with the second most populated country, and our country India is the second most populated country in the world. The population of our country is very vast. Okay, and it is considered as the second most populated country in the world. The most populated country is China. After China, India is the second most populated country in the world. Okay, and it stretches about 3,214 kilometers from north to south. If you see our country, it stretches 3,214 kilometers from North Pole to the South Pole, and it stretches 2,993 kilometers from the eastern to the western side. From east to west, our country stretches about 2,993 kilometers, and from north to south, if you see, it stretches about 3,214 kilometers. Okay, so this is the location of our country. It is located in the southern part of our continent, that is Asia. It is considered to be the 7th largest country in the world, with the second most populated country in the world. Okay, and it stretches about 3,214 kilometers from north to south and about 2,993 kilometers from east to west. So this is the location of India. Okay, different countries and different oceans that surrounds our country. See, it is written in the slide that it is located in the southern part of Asia. I already told you. And it is surrounded by water bodies. Our country is surrounded by water bodies. That means the oceans or the sea. Okay. See, our country is surrounded by water bodies on the three sides. And what are the water bodies? What are the seas and oceans that our country is surrounded? It is surrounded by the Bay of Bengal. The Bay of Bengal in the east. In the eastern side, the Bay of Bengal, it is located. It is a sea. Then the Arabian Sea in the west side. In the west side of our country, the Arabian Sea lies, and in the east side, the Bay of Bengal. And the Indian Ocean, it lies in the southern part of the country. It lies in the south. Towards the south, the Indian Ocean lies. Toward the east, it lies the Bay of Bengal, and in the west side, the Arabian Sea. Okay? And there are different foreign countries that surrounds our country. Those are also called as the neighboring country, because these countries are nearby to our country. Okay? And with whom the country shares its border? It shares its borders with Pakistan and Afghanistan to the northwest. To the northwest side, our country shares its border with Pakistan and Afghanistan. Okay? And China, Nepal and Bhutan to the northeast. To the northeastern side, our country shares its border with country like China, Nepal and Bhutan, and Myanmar and Bangladesh to the east. And to complete eastern side, our country India shares its border with with Bangladesh and Myanmar. So these are the neighboring countries that our country shares its border with. Okay? First, to the northwest side, our country shares its border with Pakistan and Afghanistan. Okay? Then China, Nepal and Bhutan to the northeast side, and Myanmar and Bangladesh to completely western side. So these are the different foreign countries that our country India share its border with. Okay? And also Sri Lanka and Maldives lie in the southern part. In the southern region, it shares its border with Sri Lanka and Maldives. Understood? So students, can you see the map of India? Here you can make out the countries that lies in the different region of our country. Okay, as I already told you, in the northwest side, our country shares its border with the country like Pakistan and Afghanistan. Can you see on the northwest side on the top? Can you see Pakistan and Afghanistan? Okay, and in the northeastern side on the top you can see Nepal, China and Bhutan. These are the countries that lie in the northeast side. On the top you can see Nepal, China, Bhutan, and completely to the east there is Bangladesh and Myanmar. Okay, these are the countries that is located on the northern side of our country. These are the neighboring countries, and towards the southern part there is Sri Lanka and Maldives. Can you see? Our country also shares its border with Sri Lanka and Maldives towards the south. Okay. So now students, let us study about the states and union territories of India. Okay. So as we all know that our country India is a very vast country. Yes or no? And to run this country, it is not possible to run this country as only one state. Okay, that is why our country has been divided into 29 states with different government, so that the country can run smoothly. So that our country can run smoothly, that is why our country is divided into 29 states and 7 union territories with different governments. Understood? And it also includes the National Capital Territory, that is Delhi. National Capital Territory of Delhi. Okay, and New Delhi is the capital of India. And why New Delhi is said to be as the capital of India? Because all the offices of government are situated in New Delhi. All the offices of government, then the President, Prime Minister, then other ministerial of central government, all are the residents of Delhi. That means they live in Delhi, and the offices of government are also situated in Delhi. That is why Delhi is said to be as the National Capital Territory of India. And why is this state said to be as the National Capital Territory of India, or why it is made as the National Capital Territory of India? Because only that state is said to be as the National Capital Territory where the government works and where the government functions. That state is said to be as the National Capital Territory of the country. And since in New Delhi, the ministers, the government, the central offices, the government offices are all situated in New Delhi, that is why it is said to be as the national capital of India. Okay, Delhi is the National Capital Territory of Delhi. It is the India is also the National Capital Territory of Delhi. That is why Delhi is said to be the capital of India. Understood? So now students, let us study about the different states with their capitals. What are the names of the different states of our country? There are 29 states, and what are the names of the state of our country? The first one is, see, it is written there, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, the capital of Andhra Pradesh is Hyderabad, and this Hyderabad will be the capital of Andhra Pradesh till 2024. After 2024, it may get changed. The capital of Andhra Pradesh will be changed after 2024. Till 2024, the capital of Andhra Pradesh will be Hyderabad. Okay. Then Assam, the capital of Assam is Dispur. The capital of Chhattisgarh is Raipur. Okay. Then the capital of Gujarat is Gandhinagar. Then the capital of Himachal Pradesh is Shimla. Jharkhand is Ranchi. The capital of Jharkhand is Ranchi. The capital of Kerala is Thiruvananthapuram. It is pronounced as Thiruvananthapuram. The capital of Kerala is Thiruvananthapuram. Okay. Then Arunachal Pradesh, it is Itanagar. The capital of Arunachal Pradesh is Itanagar. Bihar, Patna. Goa, Panaji. Then Haryana, it is Chandigarh. Then Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir have two capitals. Okay, that is Srinagar and Jammu. Srinagar is the capital in summer days, and Jammu is the capital in the winter season, in the winter months. Okay, the capital of Jammu and Kashmir is Srinagar and Jammu. Srinagar in the summer days and Jammu in the winters. In winters, Jammu becomes the capital of Jammu and Kashmir, and in summer, Srinagar becomes the capital of Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. Then Karnataka, it is Bengaluru. Before it was known as Bangalore and now it is known as Bengaluru. Then Madhya Pradesh, it is Bhopal. Maharashtra, Mumbai. Manipur, Imphal. Meghalaya, Shillong. Mizoram, Aizawl. Nagaland, Kohima. Orissa, Bhubaneswar. Punjab, Chandigarh. Okay. Then Rajasthan, it is Jaipur. Sikkim, Gangtok. Tamil Nadu, Chennai. Telangana, Hyderabad. The capital of Telangana is also Hyderabad and Andhra Pradesh is also Hyderabad. Okay. Then Tripura, it is Agartala. Uttarakhand, it is Dehradun. Then Uttar Pradesh, it is Lucknow. Then West Bengal, it is Kolkata. Okay, so these are the capitals of states. Now comes the Union Territory. Okay, Andaman and Nicobar Island. There are 7 Union Territories. Those are Andaman and Nicobar Island, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Chandigarh, Lakshadweep, NCT, that means National Capital Territory of Delhi, then Puducherry, Daman and Diu. These are the 7 union territories of our country. And the capital of Andaman and Nicobar Island is Port Blair. The capital of Andaman and Nicobar Island is Port Blair. Okay. Then Dadra and Nagar Haveli, it is Silvassa. The capital of Dadra and Nagar Haveli is Silvassa. Chandigarh, the capital of Chandigarh is Chandigarh. Then Lakshadweep, it is Kavarati. Okay. Then NCT of Delhi, that means National Capital Territory of Delhi, it is Delhi only. Okay. Then Puducherry is also Puducherry. Then Daman and Diu, the capital of Daman and Diu is Daman. Okay, the capital of Daman and Diu is Daman. Okay, so these are the different states of our country and different union territories with their capitals. You please write it down and learn these capitals along with the states and union territories. Okay. And now students comes the physical division of India. Physical division of India means that our country is divided into different physical features, including the mountains, plains, valleys, plateaus, oceans. All these are the islands, the water bodies. These are the physical features of our country. And based on these physical features, our country is divided into the northern mountains, the northern plains, the central highlands, the great Indian desert, the peninsular plateau, the coastal plains and the islands. Okay, I will repeat once again. Our country is divided into 7 physical divisions on the basis of these features, on the basis of the land features. That is the northern mountains, the northern plains, the central highlands, the great Indian desert, then the peninsular plateau, then the coastal plains and the islands. Okay. So students, if you see the map, you can depict the different divisions of India. Okay. You see the blue color on the top, on the north, you can see those are the Himalayas, the northern plains. Okay. Then below the Himalayas, there are the Great Plains, which is also called as the Northern Plains. Okay, the green color. Then comes the Central Highlands. The purple color depicts the Central Highlands. Okay, then the brown color depicts the Peninsular Plateau. In between, can you see the brown color? It is the Peninsular Plateau. Then the pink and the yellow color depicts the West Coast Plain and the East Coast Plain. The pink color depicts the West Coast Plain and the yellow color depicts the East Coast Plain. Okay, and the dark blue color, it depicts the islands of our country. If you see the map, you can make it out. Okay. So now students, let us study about the northern mountains. And these northern mountains are also called as the Himalayan mountains. Okay. It is the first physical division of our country, that is the northern mountains. It starts from the north pole. Okay. And this northern mountain is also called as the Himalayan mountains because it consists of the mountains feature. Okay. Then they are the highest mountain range in the world, and this Himalayas are the highest mountain range in the world, which is situated on the northern side of our country. On the north part of our country lies the Himalayas, which is also called as the northern plains, and these Himalayas are the highest mountain range in the world. Then they form the northern border of the country and have the sources of many rivers in them, and these northern mountains, they form the border of the country. It forms the northern border of the country, and in the north, which country it lies? The Pakistan and Afghanistan. And these northern mountains, it is the border of our country, the northern border of our country, and this also have many sources of rivers in them, and the northern mountains have many sources of rivers in them, like the Kanchenjunga, okay, the Annapurna, okay, and the different mountain ranges are like the Mount Everest, then Godwin Austen, okay, then Dhaulagiri. These are the different mountain ranges of the northern mountains. Understood? And now students, comes the northern plains. After the northern mountains, there is northern plains. Okay? The south of the northern mountains lie in the northern plain. The south part of the northern mountains, it lies in the northern plain. Understood? And in the northern plains, many crops are grown in this region as the soil is flat and fertile. The land of the northern plains are flat and fertile. That is why many crops, that means the farming is done in this region. Okay, and the south of the northern mountains lie in the northern plains. Can you see, like Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Assam. These are some states that lie in the northern plains, and since these plains have very good quality of soil and the soil is very fertile, that is why farming is mostly done in this region. Okay. And now students, comes the Central Highlands. What are the Central Highlands? The Malwa Plateau in the central India and the Chota Nagpur Plateau in the east together make the Central Highland. These two regions, the Malwa Plateau in the central India and the Chota Nagpur Plateau in the east, together they form the Central Highland. Can you see the map in the picture? You can make out. Okay. Then this highland is bordered, and what are these highland bordered by? Which region? By which region this highland is bordered? Okay, it is bordered by the Aravalis in the northwest. The Aravali in the Aravali region in the northwest. Then Vindhyas in the southern part. Okay. Then Chota Nagpur Plateau in the east and the Rajmahal Hills in the northeast. The Malwa Plateau lies in the central of the Central Highland. In the Central Highland, the central region that lies, it is the Malwa Plateau. And Malwa Plateau and Chota Nagar Plateau together, they forms the Central Highland. Malwa Plateau lie in the central part of the India, that means in the middle portion. And the Chota Nagpur, it lies in the east, in the eastern side of our country. And together they form the Central Highlands of our country. This is the physical division, the Central Highland. Okay. Then this highland is bordered. It also has got its border. by the Aravalli in the northwest. In the northwest side there is Aravalli region, okay, and Vindhyas in the south. The Vindhyas lie in the southern part of the central highland, and Chota Nagpur plateau in the east, as I have already told you, because Chota Nagpur and the Malwa plateau together forms the central highland, okay, and the Rajmahal hills in the northeastern side. In the northeastern side there also lies the Rajmahal hill, and this Malwa plateau, it lies in the centered portion of our country, forming the central highlands of our country, okay. And now students comes the Great Indian Desert, and this Great Indian Desert is also called as Thar Desert. What it is called? It is called as Thar Desert, okay. It spreads over the northwestern part of our country. Can you see the map? This Thar Desert, it spread over the northwestern part. In the northwestern part, this Thar Desert, that means the Great Indian Desert, lie, okay, and it concludes which country? It concludes the country like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, inside the border of India, and outside the border of India there is Punjab, Pakistan and Sindh. These are some countries that also have some part of the Great Indian Desert. But in India, the states which have the portion of this desert, those are Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, okay. But this the Thar Desert mainly lies in Rajasthan. The main portion of this desert lies in the Rajasthan, in the state Rajasthan, okay. The sandy area is dry and receives very less or little rainfall. Thar Desert is the biggest desert, and this desert is very dry as it receives very less and very little rainfall, okay. And which are the country that it includes? It includes the country like Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, Gujarat, inside the border of India, okay. And this Great Indian Desert, it lies to the northwestern part of the country. It lies towards the northwestern part of the country, and it also includes the foreign country, that is Pakistan, and the states like Punjab and Sindh. Understood? And now students comes the Peninsular Plateau, okay. The Peninsular Plateau lies to the south of the northern plains. The Peninsular Plateau, it lies to the south of the northern plains. It lies in the south portion of the northern plains, the Peninsular Plateau, okay. The Peninsular Plateau is inverted. Inverted means it is upside down, triangular in shape. Triangle are usually to the pointed side, it is usually on the top, yes or no? But this Peninsular Plateau, it is upside down. That means the pointed part lies below, okay, and the broad part, it lies towards the upside. Understood? That is why it is inverted, triangular in shape, and extend till the southernmost tip of the mainland. The Peninsular Plateau, it lies to the south of the northern plains, and it is inverted, triangular in shape, which extend till the southernmost. That means till south it extends to the tip of the mainland of the northern plains, okay. And there are different mountain ranges in this Peninsular Plateau, like the Aravallis, the Vindhya range, the Satpura range, the Mahadev hills, the Maikal range, the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. These are the different mountain ranges that is present in this Peninsular Plateau. The Aravallis, the Vindhya range, the Satpura range, the Mahadev hills, the Maikal Range, the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. Okay, so this is all about the peninsular plateau of our country. It lies into the south of the northern plains and it is inverted triangular in shape which extends to the southernmost tip of the mainland. Okay. So now students, let us study about the coastal plain. Okay. It lies on the eastern and western coast of the country. It lies in the eastern and western coast of the country. Coast means towards the southern part where you will find the seas and ocean. Okay. The water bodies, it is surrounded by the water bodies. That is why it is called as the coastal plains. Towards the coastal sides, that means towards the southern part. It lies on the eastern and western coast of the country, towards the west side and towards the east side of the country. And in the west part, the coastal plain occupies the region between the Arabian Sea and the Western Ghats in the east. In the west side, the coastal plain, the plain that is situated on the west side, it occupies the region between the Arabian Sea and the Western Ghats in the east. Okay. Then they also occupy the region between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. It also occupies the region between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. Towards the east side, there is Bay of Bengal. Yes or no? The Sea Bay of Bengal, and in the western side, there is the Arabian Sea. Okay. And this Western Ghat is also known as Sahyadri. It is also known as Sahyadri and it is famous for its biodiversity. This coastal plain has got various biodiversity. It is very famous for its biodiversity. Biodiversity means there are many species of plants and animals in this region. You will find different species, different varieties of plants and animals in this region. Okay. And this coastal plain, it lies in the eastern and western coast of the country. Coast means towards the southern part of the country. Okay. And in the west, the coastal plain occupies the region between the Arabian Sea and the Western Ghats in the east. Okay. And they also occupy the region between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. And this Western Ghats is also known as Sahyadri. Okay. So now students, let us study about the coastal plain. Okay. It lies on the eastern and western coast of the country. It lies in the eastern and western coast of the country. Coast means towards the southern part where you will find the seas and ocean. Okay. The water bodies, it is surrounded by the water bodies. That is why it is called as the coastal plains. Towards the coastal sides, that means towards the southern part. It lies on the eastern and western coast of the country, towards the west side and towards the east side of the country. And in the west part, the coastal plain occupies the region between the Arabian Sea and the Western Ghats in the east. In the west side, the coastal plain, the plain that is situated on the west side, it occupies the region between the Arabian Sea and the Western Ghats in the east. Okay. Then they also occupy the region between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. It also occupies the region between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. Towards the east side, there is Bay of Bengal. Yes or no? The Sea Bay of Bengal. And in the western side, there is the Arabian Sea. Okay. And this western Ghat is also known as Sahyadri. It is also known as Sahyadri, and it is famous for its biodiversity. This coastal plain has got various biodiversity. It is very famous for its biodiversity. Biodiversity means there are many species of plants and animals in this region. You will find different species, different varieties of plants and animals in this region. Okay. And this coastal plain, it lies in the eastern and western coast of the country. Coast means towards the southern part of the country. Okay. And in the west, the coastal plain occupies the region between the Arabian Sea and the Western Ghats in the east. Okay. And they also occupy the region between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. And this Western Ghats is also known as Sahyadri. Okay. And now students comes the island. Okay. India has an island group on its either side. On both the sides of our country, there are islands. Okay. What are islands? Islands are a piece of land which is surrounded by water on all sides. Islands are the land which is surrounded by water on all sides. That is called as island. And our country India, it is surrounded by island on each side. That means on the eastern side also and on the western side also. Okay. The Andaman and Nicobar Island are located in the Bay of Bengal. In the Bay of Bengal region, the Andaman and Nicobar Island is located, and the Lakshadweep Island is located in the Arabian Sea. The Lakshadweep Island is located in the Arabian Sea, and the Andaman and Nicobar Island is located in the Bay of Bengal. Okay. So, and students, you know, the southernmost tip of the mainland of these islands is the Kanyakumari. The southernmost tip, which lies in the southern part, and it is the mainland. It is Kanyakumari. That means in the southern part, it is the main highland, the Kanyakumari. But the southernmost tip of the country is the Indira Point. And the southernmost tip of the country, of our country India, it is the Indira Point, which is situated in the southern part. Okay. And the Andaman and Nicobar Island, this Indira Point is situated in which island? It is situated in the Andaman and Nicobar Island, and it is said to be as the southernmost tip of the country. But the southernmost tip of the mainland is Kanyakumari, and the southernmost tip of the country is the Indira Point, which is situated in the Andaman and Nicobar Island. Okay, I hope you have understood the physical divisions of India. The 7 physical divisions of India, those are the northern mountains, the Great Indian Desert, the coastal plains, okay, the central highlands, the northern plains, the peninsular plateau, and the islands. Okay. So now students, let us revise about the chapter once again. Okay. So our country India is in the southern part of the continent Asia. It lies in the southern part of the continent Asia. Okay. It is the 7th largest continent in the world and the second most populated country in the world. And it stretches about 3,214 kilometers from north to south and 2,993 kilometers from east to west. Okay. Then our country India is surrounded by water bodies on the 3 sides. It is surrounded by the water bodies on 3 sides, that is the Bay of Bengal in the east, the Arabian Sea in the west, and the Indian Ocean toward the southern part. Okay, then it also shares its border with the foreign countries like Pakistan and Afghanistan to the northwestern side, then China, Nepal and Bhutan to the northeast side, and Myanmar and Bangladesh completely towards the eastern side of the country, and towards the southern part it shares its border with Sri Lanka and Maldives. Understood? Then our country is divided into 29 states and 7 union territories, and the national capital territory is New Delhi. Okay, New Delhi is the capital of India, and the national capital territory of Delhi, it is the union territory. It is considered as the union territory. Okay, and New Delhi is also considered to be the national capital of India because all the government offices, the central governments, okay, the prime ministers, the chief ministers and the ministers of different central offices and central government are the resident live in this state, Delhi, and all the official work of the governments are done in this state. That is why it is said to be as the national capital of India. Okay, and there are 29 states with 7 union territories. Understood? And our country India has got different physical divisions. That means they have got the different landforms like the northern mountains, the northern plains, the central highlands, the Great Indian Desert, the peninsular plateau, the coastal plains and the islands. Okay, the northern mountains is also called as the Himalayan mountains, and they are the highest mountain range in the world. They form the northern border of the country. The northern mountains also form the northern border of our country, and it also have many sources of rivers. Then the northern plains. The south of the northern mountains lie in the northern plains. Okay, the south of the northern mountains, the south portion of the northern mountains lie in the northern plains, and most crops are grown in this region. Why? Because this land is very fertile. That is why most of the farming are done in this region, and it includes the states like Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Assam. Okay, so these are some states which lie under this northern plains. Understood? Then the central highlands, the Malwa Plateau and the Chota Nagpur Plateau in the east, together they form the central highland. Okay, this highland is bordered by the Aravalli in the northeast, in the northwestern side, then the Vindhyas in the south, the Chota Nagpur Plateau in the east and the Rajmahal in the northeastern side, and the Malwa Plateau lie in the center, which forms the central highland. Understood? Then the Great Indian Desert. The Great Indian Desert is also known as the Thar Desert. Why? Because it spread over the northwestern part of India, and this Great Indian Desert, it spreads over the northwestern part of India, and it includes the states like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab. Okay, and the foreign countries which lie under this region is Pakistan, along with the states like Punjab and Sindh. Okay, and this area is very sandy and dry because it receives very less rainfall. Okay, then the peninsular plateau, it lies to the south of the northern plains. It lies towards the southern part of the northern plains. This peninsula is inverted triangular in shape, and it extends towards the southernmost tip of the mainland, towards the southern part. Okay, and then the coastal plain. The coastal plain lie in the eastern and western coast of the country. Coastal plains means it lies towards the southern part, and it lies towards the eastern and western coastal part of the country. Okay, in the west, the coastal plain occupied the region between the Arabian Sea and the Western Ghats in the east, and they also occupied the region between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. And the Western Ghat is also known as Sahyadri, and it is very famous for its biodiversity. Biodiversity means there exist varieties of species of different plants and animals. Understood? Then the islands. The island, what are island actually? It is a land which is covered by water, which is surrounded by water on all sides. Okay, and India has a group of island on both the sides, on the eastern side also and on the western side also. The Andaman and Nicobar Island are located in the Bay of Bengal in the eastern side, and the Lakshadweep Island are located in the Arabian Sea in the western side. Okay, so students, this was all about our country India and the physical divisions of India. Okay, see the conclusion. This is the geographical division of our country. It all helps us to understand the rich diversity of our country. Rich diversity means there are varieties of species and varieties of land, different types of land in our country, which makes our country very beautiful and with very vast diversity. Okay, this is what makes us appreciate and praise our homeland. The different diversities, the different biodiversities, the different physical features of our country, the different states with different religion and community. This all makes our homeland very appreciable and we praise. Okay, we feel proud to be a citizen of a diverse country. We must feel proud to be a citizen of the diverse country where not only human beings exist and live peacefully, but also various types of animals and other natural beauties lie here. Our country consists of many different natural beauties like mountains, hills, plateaus, valleys, rivers, oceans, seas, plains. Okay, so this is what makes our country more beautiful and more diverse. Diverse means with lots of varieties, where not only human beings but also different types of plants and animals also exist. Okay, so students, I hope you have understood this chapter. In the next class, I will give you the worksheets and the question answers of this chapter. Okay, till then, take care of yourself and see you in the next class.